Hey, hey, Emmy.
Ah, Rook. Care to join me on a visit home?
Time for the old grave rituals?
Yes, the memorial gardens need tending. It should be peaceful and quite undisturbed. You'd be most welcome company.
Anything for you, baby. How you doing, Nev? Hi.
If that dragon had taken Minrathous, I hate to think what the Venatori might do with that sort of chaos. A lot of people are alive. A lot of people have a chance, thanks to us. But we broke Lucanus out of the ossuary. He could finally go home, and now... what happens to Treviso now?
Yeah, he got a pretty bad deal there, huh?
Why do you run around in fancy mage clothes?
Because I like them?
You're barely even wearing a shirt.
You fight Anton with a bare midriff. Everything all right? We're fine. Just trading fashion tips. So what I wear is a problem for you?
It's not. It's just... why dress like that? Are you trying to make your mother happy?
Tosh, what's going on? Something is clearly bothering you. My bet's on mothers and dresses.
It's just something my mother said the other day. That I act more like a man than a woman.
And you feel like you should wear dresses to make her happy?
No. Can you imagine me in a dress? I'd look stupider than I'd look stupid.
This isn't about the dress, is it?
No, it's... I don't know. She always says stuff like that. About how I dress, how I act.
And?
It feels... right. When she says I act more like a man. It feels... right. Why does it feel right?
Tosh, do you like being a woman?
Nobody likes being a woman.
Ah.
This is stupid. Forget I said anything.
Hey, it's not stupid. I do like being a woman, but if you don't, maybe that's something to think about.
But what does it mean?
Could be about your mother's expectations, or about how it feels to be a woman and Kunari. Or maybe it's being a woman, period.
How would knowing that help? It won't change anything.
This conversation, when I first went through it, last playthrough,
as a woman,
I thought it was going more the direction that
how you're feeling.
Tasha's gonna be trans.
Okay. And thanks.
They didn't seem like
You do look
they were
really
struggling between.
Oh,
pretty to look at. And smudge your makeup.
thanks for letting me down gently.
Yeah, I honestly, from that first conversation, I didn't really get that it was gonna be leaning more towards like the non-binary route because of that dialogue of like nobody likes being a woman. I was like, I thought we were gonna go like a different direction with their gender identity, but it's an interesting way to phrase that. Hey,
Lucanus, where is he?
Back, demon! No further! Isn't standing up to them supposed to work?
Let Lucanus go! Don't make us hurt both of you!
What's going on? Lucanus?
It's not Lucanus, it's the demon. It's taking him over. He's trying to leave.
Smells like jam and brimstone.
Rook, do something!
Lucanus, wake up!
Ugh, what the?
You tried to walk through the Alluvion in your sleep.
Spite wanted out.
I need coffee.
Are you sure you're all right?
This could be better. It's hard for Spite to take control when I'm awake, so I try to stay awake.
You can't just stay awake forever. I think that would kill you.
I'll be more careful next time.
We have to make Spite understand that he's endangering you.
He's Spite, not learning. He doesn't listen to anyone. Don't worry about it.
He listens to
This won't
Rook.
happen again. And thanks.
I cannot say.
Who created you?
I cannot say.
What can you say?
I cannot say.
Right. Deserve that.
Got the archive spirit working, I see.
Rook, you're here. And I did. Sort of. A little bit. It appears, but it won't tell me anything.
You simply ask the wrong questions. A common affliction of the weak-minded.
Also that. It's kind of mean.
Just insult it right back. Assuming you know how to insult a spirit?
I've never thought about it. How would you do that? Emmerich might know. That is an idea. Syrian learned a lot, taught me a lot about these archives. They have, well, not thoughts like us, but sort of pathways, I guess. They can only respond to specific questions worded in specific ways. So, if you're powerful, like almost God-level powerful, how would you talk to someone you see as lesser?
Given our examples, I'd be kind of a demanding jerk.
Right! So, let's try that. Archive, tell me who built you.
One of the greatest of Elvenan. A steward of her glory. Truly, I was blessed to bathe in his warmth. Anaris built me, and to him I shall someday return.
You mean the Forgotten One?
I cannot say.
Good point. That was us.
Anaris. I know I've heard that name before.
Yeah, a Forgotten One. Remember the nursery rhymes? Don't speak their names or they'll come for you.
No, I don't. I was
Unlike
raised in
our
the
so-called good
necropolis.
gods, which, well, we saw what happened there. So who knows what they really were? The Forgotten Ones. They used to say Solas was one, so best case scenario, like him. Worst case, well, you heard it talk.
Right. So this thing's dangerous if it belonged to one of them.
Could be, but still important and invaluable. Everything Anaris knew, this thing knows, and my people deserve to know. If I can get it to tell me.
Have fun with the condescending spirit.
I'll try. Could be worse, I guess.
Worse, like the wound of betrayal Lord Anaris suffered. Soon he will cast down the oppressors and take his rightful place.
What a shame I can't stay longer. Good luck.
Appreciate the support.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Please do. I need to hear an actual voice now and then.
Can't
His
imagine
voice
why.
is so nice.
I'm starting to dream that I'm a griffin.
It's feel
Squawk.
sounds really nice in my headphones.
Keep dreaming. It's good to have goals in life.
The real dream is getting him to take a nap. So what brings you by?
Just curious, really. Wondering what it's like being a Grey Warden. There've always been these legendary warriors living apart from the world.
Don't know about that. I spent time with people who were bad right up till they took their vow.
How so?
Weishaupt is the last stop for the wrong sort. If you're facing prison or worse, you can always join the Grey Wardens and take your chances with the Blight.
I've heard about Weishaupt. Never been there.
It's a giant fortress and home of the Grey Wardens. It's been standing for as long as anyone remembers. At least since the first Blight.
Does it have floating buildings like the lighthouse?
No, but things float up from the latrines.
Huh. Fun bunch you hang out with.
The wrong sort have their charm.
Has your first warden always been, well...
A stubborn bastard?
One way of putting it?
He means well in his own way. He's old-fashioned. Tradition is everything. Keeps us disciplined. We never deviate from it.
He'll have to. Elganon and Gillian won't play by his rules.
If he even believes in them. The man doesn't have much imagination. Even the right sort can be the wrong sort.
A hot meal and warm bed in Weishaupt is better than rotting in some dungeon.
It would be, but the food's always cold, and Weishaupt's drafty in the winter.
Are you really selling it?
It gets better. When Darkspawn threaten a village, when innocent people are in danger, then we swoop in, swords held high, armor gleaming, while 100 faces look to us for salvation. And they all live to see the sunrise because of what we do.
Okay. Now I get it.
Best part is the warden fighting alongside you. Maybe they've done some bad things in the past. But after that day, it's different. There's some honor in their life where there wasn't before. Nothing like seeing redemption happen before your eyes.
We all need that chance. Put past sins to right.
It makes the warden stronger to have people in our ranks who've lived in the shadows. When the storm comes, you don't want farmers and florists fighting archdemons. It takes the wrong sort to put the world right.
Kinda like us, I suppose.
Minus the skeleton butler.
I don't know. Manfred the Warden has a ring to it.
How about we quit while we're ahead? See you around.
Oh, he's so hot. I'm excited to get those romance scenes with him in my next playthrough.
Good taste.
Thank you.
Rook, I'd rather be left with my thoughts.
Let's ask Myrna and Volgoth about these hauntings.
I'd also appreciate it if we could see to those displaced wisps. As I'm sure Rook's explained, the spirits of the Grand Necropolis reside here willingly. Most of our working dead are animated by unthinking wisps, which are little more than impulses from the Fade. But later, I could introduce you to some truly intelligent undead.
No. Why?
The offer stands if you change your mind.
Nope.
Nope. Tosh said, yo, fuck that. Hello. Okay.
Rook, Emmerich, your return is most welcome. We require the aid of watchers.
Your letter spoke of hauntings?
Malign spirits freed by the gods.
They have concretized into a variety of forms. Left unchecked, these spirits will cause great harm.
They must be put to rest.
This haunting was once a spirit of curiosity.
It has turned to to a darker purpose.
We must keep track of our skeletal assistants.
Are any lost?
Intermittently. One revels in hiding in the sand.
Firing at us!
I'll need a wisp.
Ready!
There we go.
Finish him! All clear.
Those are bones. Has this spirit been scattering someone's corpse around?
It considers this all a game. Let's return the remains to where they belong.
That did it. The bones are back where they should be.
At least that spirit didn't walk him around.
Oh, it's far too weak to attempt a possession. For now.
For now? Ugh. I don't want to know.
If you insist.
Tosh hates it. Ooh, very nice. Ooh, free to darling. Hey, look, see? It's cool stuff here. Or like, I don't even want it. Okay. I'm so excited. Look at him sitting. Oh my god, he's so cute.
Thank you again for coming. It'll be good to perform the rites of remembrance with another watcher. Excellent. Manfred found his way down. Very good, Manfred.
He sounds excited.
I thought we'd start the rites
He's so
here.
precious.
A tableau of the
Oh my
dead,
god, look at him having a
commissioned
sit.
173 years ago.
I remember this. A visiting Orlesian mage called it the most macabre thing he'd ever seen.
Orlesians. Fabulous artists, but no eye for the long run. These lives were flickers against the ages, precious, fragile, and finite. Now they serve as a warning. Don't linger overlong in the gloom. Live with grace and fervor while you may.
Brings my childhood flooding back.
A little reminder of home?
Of growing up.
That one's livelier. Here. Who were you when you breathed above?
This body was a tailor's, a mother's. She laughed and taught and wove the robes kings wore when they were crowned.
Tja. Someone must realign her thoracic vertebrae. I hope the novices are inspecting the displays.
Being a watcher of the Grand Necropolis should come with standards.
I remember it being better kept in my day. Doubtlessly just the comforting murk of time.
You could ask someone down here if it's true.
There's a thought.
Back in my day. Tell me, Grandpa. Tell me all about it.
Time to light the candles?
If you would.
Been a while since I paid homage to our dead.
Would you care to light the candle, Rook? Look at this. The last tomb of the Tannhausens. A very influential family in the Storm Age.
We broke the bones of dragons.
A posthumous motto. Their last heir met his match against a Highland Ravager.
Death by dragon? I'm surprised there was enough to bury.
How interesting that the necropolis moved these gardens so far below.
Oh, right. They used to be higher. Did the necropolis shuffle around its rooms again?
It did. We'll have some work ahead, leading people here on the days of public mourning. Could you light the next candle? Aha! One of my favorite flowers! A variegated weeping widower.
You know your plants.
Alchemy is my hobby. It's a break from teaching spirit calling and theoretical applied metaphysics.
That's some advanced necromancy.
Well, feel free to browse my books in the lighthouse. I just found
You know
a
what I'm
wonderful work on chronological transection in the Fade. This way, Rook.
That bell did its job. Not a trace of despair, demons. I mean, spirits.
It's all right. You've been away from the Watchers a while.
Thanks. Everyone outside the necropolis uses demons instead of spirits all the time.
I shan't judge any slips.
Visiting your fellow undead, Manfred?
You'll need to light these candles as well.
Open your hearts to the final day, companion of all the ages.
You still have the old ritual memorized?
Like I said, a watcher should have some standards.
The spirits gather. Only a few more candles. Follow me. Ah, look here.
Greetings to the dead and undying.
I think it might be welcoming you home. We're also enjoying the gardens, but with one last ritual ahead. On your way, my friend.
Spirits really are your specialty.
I've always had a rapport with them. Even as a child, they were my companions.
After you started training here?
After I was orphaned.
Oh.
A collapsed building, swift deaths. After the funeral, the Watchers took me in.
We're not so different. Watchers discovered me down here as a foundling.
I'd heard a Watcher was found as an infant in the necropolis.
Well, I ran around Navara's streets before I went back to the Watchers. You settled in better.
I needed time. When I first arrived, I was terrified.
And you still joined the Watchers?
They're what saved me. Come, the next set of graves lies ahead.
I'm dying over their backstories. They're meant for each other. Are you kidding me? This is so cute.
Please, light the next candles if you would. There's much to recommend about the rhythm of a ceremony. It eases our worst hours. As a boy, the Watcher's rituals were exactly what I needed to steady my days with purpose.
If our necropolis teaches us anything, it's to face life and death.
I was grateful for it, Rook. Immensely. All this pageantry, this magnificent gloom and its rites, I ask you, Rook, what is it for?
Let no Watcher forget that our greatest treasury is our dead.
Yes, exactly, exactly. This place is an abundance of history, of magic, of memories. The Watchers preserve it so the living may draw comfort from those who've gone before. We must get to the candle, please, Manfred.
I've resurrected simple undead before, but I've never seen a wisp animate a corpse so smoothly.
He's taken remarkably well to having a body, haven't you, Manfred? Here are the last candles you'll need to light. Once you're ready, we'll need to ring the bell. Let the rites be acknowledged. Our bonds seen and sealed.
We honor the listening spirits.
Hi, friends.
Hail from the abyss.
We witness, good Watchers, faith kept in all our paths.
It's been a while since I saw greater spirits of the necropolis.
Those two in particular are amongst our oldest friends. We'll need to ring the bell once more to close out the departing ceremony.
So you were really afraid of this place as a child?
It wasn't the necropolis itself, but what was draped around it. Have you ever been frightened by the thought of dying, Rook?
Well, hasn't everyone from time to time?
When I was younger, it happened more often than that. That's when I discovered I possess a great terror of dying. It goes beyond dread. Can't be reasoned with. or soothed over. It comes without warning. In the dead of night, in sunlit streets, a raw, strangling fear struck somewhere deep past the heart.
That's an issue for a necromancer.
Oddly, I discovered I wasn't alone. I debated this fear with friends. I argued with teachers. Yet, it lingered. Manfred's right. That's maudlin enough. There are struggles, but a watcher should always find peace amongst the graves. And what sort of homecoming would this be for you if we didn't end with some light refreshment?
Did you set all this up to make a good impression?
Of course not. I was only...
Because it's working.
Then it's my pleasure to share the tranquility of this place with you.
He said, okay, little mama. Okay, little mama. My love. He's so sweet. I cannot get over how nice the faction-specific dialogue is for the Mourn Watch. It's so good. Especially pairing it with like a romance with him. Oh my god, I'm dying.
Everything's calm. Looks like the candles worked.
I see some of our colleagues have begun the renewal of the vows.
Professor Volkaren has been around recently.
Oh, he was my teacher for 2 years on Greater Spirit Calling.
You're lucky. I had Coldavash.
Ladies?
Davrin, if there's any advice you can send to Treviso about handling the Blight.
I'll pass it on. Though some details are only for wardens.
Are you serious? You're clinging to your order's secrets now?
It's not about secrecy, Lucanus. When you're resistant to the Blight like we are, wardens can take more risks. Or do you want untrained civilians spreading it further?
Right. I'm sorry.
I mean, I get how you feel, but let's make this better, not worse.
I'm just sad. I like it better when they were fighting, please. This is just making me depressed, bruh. Hello, darling.
You seem at home here. Or is it a front? You know something I don't? So much for a straight answer.
Nev, you don't strike me as an animal person. Well, besides cats, maybe.
Oh, I'm not. Back home, you find a creature bigger than a cat, and it's probably half demonic. Damned if a third of the cats aren't either.
That's nothing like you, is it, Hassan? You might be fluff all the way through. It was a compliment.
Of all the nonsense we've run into, you're what's strange.
Hassan? Really?
There's been a god or two I didn't expect. But bad mages trying to make the world worse, that's not new. I had an uncle who went on about wardens and griffins. Loved the feathered things. They were always the heroes. If we're getting bedtime stories turned real, having griffins in the world again, it's not the one I'd have bet on.
Were you close with your uncle?
I didn't see him much, but yeah, we were. There aren't a lot of mages in my family, and in a city like Minrathous, it always matters. I learned quick who wanted to use me to step up the social ladder. My uncle wasn't one of them. He'd have talked your ear right off, Hassan.
Does this mean you like stories with happily ever afters? You, Nev Gallus.
Think you caught me? Well, maybe I like this one. We better keep you safe. Sing your praises and you still want something? I'll find you a treat if you don't tell Davrin. Have we got a deal?
She doesn't sing praises for just anyone. Yes, you're very inspiring.
Listen up. If Davrin finds crumbs, Rook takes the fall.
Oh, I see how it is.
Oh, that was cute. That was cute, but not worth that conversation I just had before with Lucanus and Davrin, bruh. Like, I'm so sad. Damn.
With all my regards. Oh, but I don't want them to think me homesick.
Hi, Emmerich.
Rook, hello. Just composing a few letters. The other Watchers have been most interested in our adventures.
You have more credibility than I do back home.
Perhaps. Speaking of home, have we rarely never met around the necropolis before, even in passing?
I think that's kind of flirty. Arlathan.
Well, all of the Watcher's teachers are a little eccentric. But I'd remember you, Emmerich.
I must have been on an extended excursion into the necropolis when you were trained. Now, kindly define eccentric?
Oh, my hexcraft teacher taught half of her lessons from inside a burial urn.
Yes, Dr. Elgenbracht's methods are unusual, but her spellcraft.
And she always marked me down on punctuation. I miss anything big around the necropolis while I was gone?
Caspar I led a stately procession around the wards of his tomb palace.
That hasn't happened in 300 years.
No one knows what occasioned it. Oh, and necromancers outside the Mourn Watch attempted to claim the funerary dead. Again.
Again.
It's right in the Royal Charter. Only Mortalitasi ascended to the Mourn Watch have final authority in the necropolis.
I've had to explain the distinction between Mortalitasi and Watchers a dozen times since leaving home.
I'm just
But it's simple. Every Navarra necromancer is called a Mortalitasi, and some Mortalitasi join the Mourn Watch. Done.
Exactly. One would think.
I should fulfill my Watcher oaths and ask, any supernatural trouble in Navarra?
A gathering of pride spirits down in Cumberland, easily dispelled. And we finally stopped those wandering cenotaphs from appearing in the Weeping Vale. That took some effort. Nothing else, aside from the elven gods disrupting the Fade.
And yet...
There's so much more than spirits in the Fade. Entities and instrumentalities we know only by their shadows.
If you've spotted something in the Fades...
I'm not sure. It's only an occasional stillness where movement and light should be. Let's hope I'm imagining things.
The void? The void? Ooh.
I couldn't help overhearing the word homesick.
Oh, I'm fine. Completely absorbed in our venture. But if I were home, I'd be preparing for new students or requests to speak to the dead.
You didn't stop teaching just to be with us, did you?
I'm long overdue for a sabbatical. Besides, do you know how many students the faculty wanted in my class next season? 10! How's one meant to tailor separate lessons for 10 pupils at a time? Honestly.
Can people just ask you to show up for some corpse whispering?
Oh, nothing official. There are very few of us, but we help here and there. Questioning a victim of murder, clearing up disputed wills, and sometimes fetching back last words from a loved one.
Have you used corpse whispering on King Marcus?
Whatever are you talking about?
Oh, come on.
His Majesty's health is a delicate subject. Besides, the palace necromancers aren't watchers. They've their own corpse whisperer.
Ah, so King Marcus is dead. Or undead.
Half the nobility must suspect by now. Can you imagine what the other kingdoms would think? I stay well clear of it.
Good to chat. I'll let you get back to your letter.
Before you go, I wanted to thank you for your company in the Memorial Gardens. There's another ceremony I have to perform there. If you'd like to visit again. Not yet, but soon.
You know I can't turn down spending more time with you.
How lovely to hear you say so. I'll always be glad to show you around the tombs, my dear. At your pleasure.
I'll take you up on that.
Wonderful. Until then.
Emmerich, don't my dear me. Oh my god, stop. Fuck. Swooning swiftly.
How thoughtful, Rook.
Well, things are going swimmingly, romancing the man. I'm quite happy with it. I think I saw most of his romance options in my first playthrough up to this point, so nothing super new, but I really am loving how much you get from being in the same faction. I love that. I didn't get shit to talk about with Tosh when we were Lord of Fortune together. That stunk, but oh well. The Mourn Watch is really cool. I'm really enjoying this. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there for the night. I will probably try to get through, do some of those side quests. I know they're kind of piling up now. And then talk to the Inquisitor and get to Weishaupt tomorrow so we can keep moving her along. Yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.